أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear viewers, today we'll discuss about the pet animals or pet birds, especially the whole world. In every society, pets are very popular among the pet lovers. Now we'll find out which animal or which birds are mostly uh, stated in the Holy Quran. If we find the ayats, we will find the dog. Especially the dog is the very good and prominent pet for us. It is very good for us. Let's go directly to the ayat. Surah Al-Kahf, chapter number 18, the verse 18. Here Allah says, وتحسبهم أيقاظا وهم رقود ونقلبهم ذات اليمين وذات الشمال وكلبهم باسط ذراعيه بالوسيد لو اطلعت عليهم لوليت منهم فرارا والفرارا ولا ملئت منهم رعبا. And you would think them awake while they were asleep, and you turned them to the right and to the left while their dog stretched his forelegs at the entrance. If you had looked at them, you would have turned from them in flight and been filled by them with terror. Here, especially, Allah says about the dog that were stayed with the Ashab Kahf, the youngs of Ashab Kahf, the persons of Ashab Kahf. So, we find here a dog while staying with them and stretching with its forelegs towards the cave opening, so that if you had looked at them, you would have turned from them in flight and been filled by them with terror. So here we find out the fierceness of the dog that was looking at that sight. So we find out a dog here with Ashab Kahf. Now let's go to the another ayat, chapter number 18, verse 22. Here Allah says, سيقولون ثلاثة رابعهم كلبهم ويقولون خمسة سادسهم كلبهم رجما بالغيب ويقولون سبعة وثامنهم كلبهم قل ربي يعلم بعدتهم ما يعلمهم إلا قليل فلا تماري فيهم إلا مراء ظاهرا ولا تستفت فيهم منهم أحدا. Here Allah says, they will say there were three, the fourth of them being their dog, and they will say there were five, the sixth of them being their dog, guessing at the unseen, and they will say there were seven, and the eighth of them was their dog. Say, my Lord is most knowing of their number, none knows them except a few, so do not argue about them except with an obvious argument, and do not inquire about them from anyone. So, here we find a dog with Ashab Kahf as a pet, as a protector, as a guard of them. So, here dog especially worked as a guard for them. Surah Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse 4. Here Allah says, يسألونك ماذا أحل لهم قل أحل لكم الطيبات وما علمتم من الجوارح مكلبين تعلمونهن مما علمكم مما علمكم الله فكلوا مما أمسكنا عليكم واذكروا اسم الله عليه واتقوا الله إن الله سريع الحساب. They ask you what has been made lawful for them. Say, lawful for you are good foods and what you have trained of hunting animals, which you train as Allah has taught you. So eat of what they cast for you, and mention the name of Allah upon it, and fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is swift in account. So here we find the matter what you have trained of hunting animals. So what you have trained of hunting animals, you can eat them. You, if your hunting animals catch something for you with the name of Allah, with that Allah taught you, that Allah mentioned in Quran, so you can you can eat from catching of your hunting animals. So especially hunting animals, dog is the prominently used by among the whole world as a hunting animal, and other animals can be hunting animal if you can train them, but the majority hunting animals are dog. You can observe it. So dog is a very prominent pet as a hunting animal here. Surah Araf, chapter number 7, verse 176, here Allah says, وَلَوْ شِئْنَا لَرَفَعْنَاهُ بِهَا وَلَكِنَّهُ أخلد إلى الأرض واتبع هواه فمثله كمثل القلب إن تحمل عليه يلهث أو تتركه يلهث ذلك مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآياتنا فاقصص القصص لعلهم يتفكرون. And if we had willed, we could have elevated him thereby, but he adhered to the earth and followed his own desire. So his example is like that of the dog. If you change him, he pants, or if you leave him, he still pants. That is the example of the people who denied our signs, our ayats. So relate the stories that perhaps they will give thought. So here Allah give an example of a person and stated about the dog. In if you if you in tahmil, if you put the weight on them, yalhas, he tolls out his lung. Yalhas means the dog tolls out his tongue, tolls out his tongue. And if you leave him, he also tolls out his tongue. So yalhas, the kalb. Here I stated the example with the dog. So, out of these four verse, we find out we can use the dog as a protector, as a hunter animals. Also, uh, we can give them weight to do some work. In some areas, dogs are using to slays animals. That means they carry the human on the floor of the on icy path or icy road. So so many uses of dogs are whole world, but the especially dog is a very good pet we can find from this ayat. Thank you very much.